goes to nook and corner of this country in whatever time possible to educate the masses and the students, to empower them. We have NANDAKUMAR IRS, most empathetical educator.
So that is how I see my travel, being a school dropout to becoming an officer, where when I connect the dot, that dot has a lot of other purpose.
To be precise, what was exactly the challenges that we were facing when you were in school, and how did you, from the dropout, how did you ensure that you continued your education?
You require someone to share and someone to even teach or someone to accommodate. So all those things were really were the one which actually made me.
Again, how did you kickstart your education?
Sometimes, see, something when you got discontinued, it'll be in your subconscious mind. So when he said appearing private, then I was asking what is meant by private.
So you didn't even know there was something called private.
There is a private study.
So how did that audience happen, and what kind of inspiration our former president APJ Abdul Kalam gave you, and how it all happened?
And say that if I can, why don't you?
You can.
Why don't you attempt?
Correct.
I never fail in that, since the commitment was given by the great man.
The then president and APJ Abdul Kalam. What you are saying is the purpose, that is vision, process, and use the time what you get because of the AI.
Exactly. நாடு என்ன செய்தது நமக்கு, நீ என்ன செய்தாய் அதற்கு. That's again what this country did for you. It's again that you have to visualize yourself, what you want for yourself to create your own kingdom.
Exactly. Today in the series of podcast, we have NANDAKUMAR IRS, most empathetical educator. Beyond being a bureaucrat, goes to nook and corner of this country in whatever time possible to educate the masses and the students, to empower them on the education. Let's today have a conversation with him to understand his life and times and the purpose in which he is traveling towards empowering the nation. Welcome, Nandakumar sir.
வணக்கம் சத்யா.
வணக்கம் Nandakumar sir. So how it all started, உங்களோட journey, we all know as a follower of you. So, and being from our own place, but I thought this should reach to the entire nation and beyond that, because the vision and the purpose you carry is something phenomenal, and I've been witnessing your work continuously, and you've been balancing with your work in the government as well. So how it all started?
Actually, the life always I see dots like, but when we have the liberty to connect the dots, and connecting dot is also a design. I can make a square, I can make a circle, I can make a rectangle, or even I can make it so artistic in such a way that to make a figure out of it, of all those dots. So that is how I see my travel, being a school dropout to becoming an officer, where when I connect the dot, that dot has a lot of other purpose to make it more meaningful and more purposeful, not only for myself getting educated, but making others also why this education and what for purpose, not only for them, for the society and for the nation.
When you were having hard times, so your life has been with a lot of, not just with bed of roses, it was with a lot of thorns. When you were in school, and what were the challenges exactly that you faced? Because many people know your story, but to be precise, what was exactly the challenges that you were facing when you were in school, and how did you, from the dropout, how did you ensure that you continued your education?
Yeah, in fact, last week I had my 50th anniversary of my school actually. So even I was telling that, can anyone recognize me as your classmate or as a schoolmate? But many who gathered and who are now, we are connected through WhatsApp. So I said, some stated that I've seen you when we are on the way to our school. I've seen you were in mechanic shop, repairing something. I've seen you somewhere in the sound service. So they have seen me that somewhere that I was out of the school for no reasons for them, but I know very well what is my reason as such, being I had since learning disorder, in the sense dyslexia. Maybe I may be knowing now, but neither the teacher nor my parents or that educated or literate to know about my problem, or system as such does not identify what problem it was.
Right.
So for that, I was actually, since failed everything, I knew very well that I can't make up in my school. So I have to be, so, and it was actually coming out of the school to lead my life, and whatever in the journey, if we are trying to destin for a greater destination,
Purpose and destination.
yes, this journey will really make meaningful.
Right, a little bit the background of your family. What was dad and what was your basic family livelihood at that point of time?
See, my father was working in a factory. He was. So since he was in the factory, probably the worker community or the working community as such will always rely on their children, that how they want to become. But when someone have a problem basic in education, and every children, the parents look at them is all about education and employment.
Absolutely.
So when my father felt that this guy can't make it in the school, let him make his day-to-day life at least on the roadside to learn something. So that was.
That would have been a very tough decision because first thing, you are not able to understand why this is happening at that juncture. Because any kid, when they are not able to perform well in the school, they generally say that you are average, you are not intelligent,
Yeah.
as though intelligence is vested by the God. It is based on circumstances, and I'm a firm believer, merit is always based on circumstances. Merit cannot be vested upon someone. It is on a circumstances. We all face different circumstances. A student who is meritorious in a village may not be meritorious in an urban area, and a person who is meritorious in an urban area may not be meritorious in America. So merit itself is very subjective. So considering it, when the school dropout happened and we started working, again, how did you kickstart your education?
Sometimes, see, something when you got discontinued, it will be in your subconscious mind that it will start pricking you, or rather, it will start nagging you.
Absolutely.
Inside. You will feel guilt. So that guilt actually was more of a grudge actually, that I got discontinued. I lost my friend circle, I lost my classroom, and I lost the school environment. All these again, it is all not based for the education as such, as an environment,
The
as a
ecosystem.
compassion, as you require someone to share and someone to even teach or someone to accommodate. So all those things were really were the one which actually made me. So I felt when the system has opted that to be away from. So now I felt myself, okay, let me take myself. If I'm not able to understand what someone has taught, let me take the opportunity to learn by myself.
So you started learning by yourself,
Learning.
and definitely would have felt left out from the system, and you would not have known the factor called why.
Yeah, there is no specific reason.
The reason,
Yeah.
because the teacher or the school education system will not even look at why this is happening to a kid at that point of time. At least now
Exactly.
we are evolving as an education system, and we are reaching out and we are able to do it. But when you started studying on your own, what was your greatest challenge, and how you overcome it? Somebody should have helped you. Definitely, 6th standard is not an age where you do a self-study. From then on, somebody would have helped you, would have given a turning point at that point of time to say, yes, Nandakumar, it is possible. So how it all happened?
See, it is basically my neighbor, my friend also, Amil Raj. He was the one that he failed at a 10th standard.
Oh,
So he was actually, because by the time again I was working, I didn't commence immediately.
oh,
So when he said that I'm appearing private,
oh.
so when he said appearing private, then I was asking what is meant by private.
So you didn't even know there was something called
Yeah,
private.
There is a private study.
Right.
Now NIOS is there actually, where anyone can take any education in an open school. Like I didn't knew that someone can take a private study, being a dropped out also. So that was an eye opener, when he stated that, yeah, I'm appearing as a private candidate for my 10th standard. Then I said, can I? Yeah, you can. So then I pursued my 8th, 10th and private, the 12th as a private study. Whenever I find possible time reading it, I read it, and to the extent whatever I understood, I've chosen my own words to express and appeared and cleared it.
The school education.
Yes.
So post school education, that is 10th standard, high school education, then you would have decided to go for higher secondary. Higher secondary also you did a private study.
Yeah, exactly.
So what was the group that you chose? It's a science group or a commerce?
See, my interest was to join Max actually. Max, I was more interested because my neighbor, the other side again, on this side, Amul Raj, of course, you get always driven by your neighbors, no?
Absolutely.
For initial inspiration. So, next to my neighbor was Geeta Ka. That's again. So, she's being elder. She always, her parents also say that she's good at maths and she's near equivalent to Ramanujam. Somehow that influenced me that I also should choose maths and pursue my science graduation. But I know very well it's not possible. So, deliberately I chosen maths along with commerce and economics.
So maths with economics and commerce.
Commerce.
Was your, even though you had a passion for science, but still you chose this as
yes.
group.
Because as private study, it is not possible to take a science with
group.
being practical zero over there.
Absolutely. And coaching and learning
Yes.
also requires a lot of efforts.
Now it's possible.
Yeah.
Because of the NIOS,
Oh, right.
it's possible.
Right. NIOS has been a boon to many students. Actually.
Exactly.
Definitely we'll discuss about NIOS shortly about it. But post 12th standard, you would have chosen bachelor's degree, right? So there would have been two choices for you. At least I can decipher. One, you would have thought about correspondence, and again, you would have thought about the college. What was the route you took before you came to the civil services preparation?
See, I was since dropped after my 6th standard, I was deliberate that I need a system now.
Right.
Because I am away from the institution. But getting back to the institution was my urge actually. So, since I missed at my 10th standard to enter into plus 1, plus 2, now the second chance is only that to enter into college education. So, I was deliberate. See, with whatever the score which I secured, which is satisfaction for myself. But that is not a criteria for an admission.
Absolutely.
So, I applied whatever the college. So, then time I felt my dream. I applied, I know very well. It's my dream as such. So, I applied. And of course, no institution will provide you. But at last, now I got little disappointed that no institution is ready to give me an admission.
Even
so,
after meritoriously qualifying in your own private...
yeah, that's not meritorious. I just qualified out of 1,200. I secured around 538 around. That's enough for me. That was enough for me to say that I did.
Because it's on your own.
Yeah. That I did it on my own. So that is enough for me. There is no one to tease or no one to apprise. What I've secured is the best or the worst. So it is for me, it is the greatest satisfaction. So I did, and I was about to apply for college, and all the college, they were not ready to or reluctant to give me the application. Then I felt there was only one institution, Dr. Ambedkar Government Arts College, Vyasarpadi.
Oh.
Where they gave me the admission. I was given, though it's arts college, but they had only one English literature. The arts, the rest are all science only.
Okay, right.
So I didn't have an option only to opt for English literature.
So you went through the English literature.
Yeah, I went through the literature.
Of course, from then on, there will be an ever since moment. One day you decided that you need to be an officer. Again, UPC is very challenging. It's not that easy, and when I teach constitution and when I see the depth of the subject's coverage, and it's wide, you don't know where the question comes from, right? So how did this happen from college degree to the civil service aspiration? How it got into? Generally, people who come with this kind of where we have gone through a private model of education, you would have only seen a private employment as a model. That could have been an immediate inspiration. But somewhere, something would have happened in your brain system where you would have immediately chosen, yes, this is for me, that internalization. How it happened?
See, the common psychology that when you look on the road, you will have in your mind that what vehicle you wanted. So instantly, you will look for those vehicles.
Exactly.
If you want for a luxury, you will look for a luxury vehicle. and you need a car, you look for a car based on your capacity and ordinary small segment. Same way, see, when you enter an institution, when you start having your graduation, now my aspiration with this graduation, what can be my maximum aspiration?
Exactly.
So that only has driven me during my college education that to go for a bigger aspiration or the destination which is again going to be something which is extraordinary on the other side.
Right.
So I need to now slowly gear up, pace up, and make my study that to align everything with that aspiration.
Absolutely.
So of course I didn't knew that there is a civil service as such, but it was a happy accident. So since I was in the NCC, I was had a C certificate entry.
Oh.
I was a C certificate entry A grade. Had a selection even in the non-technical
Side.
service selection board.
Absolutely.
So that was the beginning.
Okay. So that is how you entered the UPSC. And of course, what I see is also your private education gave confidence to say that you can prepare UPSC on your own as well.
Exactly.
That would have been also a small inspiration where other people will find it difficult because everybody has to be a self-starter, self-preparation. But self-preparation was something that is inborn within you, where you can plan your own time and everything. That would have helped you in the UPSC preparation. I hope so.
Yeah, exactly.
So journey from then on, now as you got selected, you also had an audience with APJ Abdul Kalam, the then president. You always say that because I remember that we traveled together to ICT Academy program in Coimbatore.
Yeah,
that's when I had a conversation. And
that's again very nostalgic also.
Yeah. And we were discussing a lot of things. So how did that audience happen and what kind of inspiration our former president APJ Abdul Kalam gave you and how it all happened?
See, every civil servant in the training, they will definitely have an opportunity of meeting the Prime Minister and the President of India. So Honorable President of India and the Honorable Prime Minister. So I also had an opportunity of meeting the then Prime Minister and the then Honorable President of India. So that was sometimes this universe will design
Exactly.
that to place someone before you will be placed, and he was the one that was so compassionate to acknowledge me, a school dropout, child labor, becoming a civil servant, that too with all these problems. He was asking, how did you compete with all these intellectuals? And you would have definitely faced greater challenges to compete with these people. That was again a conversation which was on the other side actually. That conversation stated, I said, sir...
it's all happening at Rashtrapati Bhavan.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So that's again. So because he says, after from Rameshwaram getting to St. Joseph for my PUC, and from PUC to MIT, and MIT to being my initial aspiration was to get into the Air Force, and then later becoming a scientist and becoming a principal scientific advisor, and so all those again. There was again a journey which was actually, but for you, I'm finding it which is very odd. How did you compete with being dyslexic and learning disability? With all these, how did you compete with these intellectuals? And really, that was a curiosity and inquisitive within me. And if I place myself in your position, it would have been a great question, and I would have said no answer for that. Then I said, sir, when I started competing, I know very well that I could not see any of my competitor except who is preparing. In my institution where I was for boarding and lodging, there was an institute called STI, State Training Institute in Nanagar. Now it's shifted to Greenways Road. So there we used to assemble. So I know very well my competitors. So only that time I knew that. Otherwise, I didn't know how many are competing. So I felt I'm not competing with these co-aspirants. Ultimately, there is someone on the other side to get it judged. So I'm performing for myself, and I'm performing for some unknown who's going to evaluate me.
Absolutely.
So I'm open for that, and I'm preparing for that. I'm traveling towards it. So with that soul in my mind, I only travel towards that, and I'm before you.
So basically, it's like Harvard University talks about blue ocean strategy. So make competition irrelevant. Actually, what you have done is competition was never relevant.
Exactly.
So certain times we make competition too much relevant that we lose our purpose of life. So what you are actually driving from this, what I can understand, Harvard management theory called blue ocean strategy, when we apply in life, I think you never felt competition was relevant. You only felt what is important is relevant and the purpose is relevant.
Exactly. If you're for that, you will not compare where are you and why are you and who are you. You will have your independent, unique identity, even though someone fails or even though I fail.
Absolutely. And Abdul Kalam went on to appraise you, and finally what did he say at the end when you are on the verge of getting into the service, into the Indian Revenue Service?
See, I don't think this can happen. This permutation can happen for someone with all these permutations, but I'm seeing, because that time the Vision 2020 was the ideology, which he was very dominant and
was democratizing.
So he wants to create a vision for the youth. So he said, why don't you address the rural youth, the first generation youth, and the youth where they should feel that this education can give anything what they preferred, not for just earning money, but for earning identity for themselves, and that identity should be a greater identity even for the nation also.
Exactly.
Drive them. And you go and you don't want to even speak. Just stand before them.
Superb.
By your body language, they will know. They will all know that who are you. And say that if I can, why don't you?
You can.
Why don't you attempt?
Correct.
Whether you can or not, why don't you attempt greater things?
Say this message. So that was the spark where you go and address the students and public to reach out about an inspirational story. That's when it started.
Yes, I never failed in that, since the commitment was given by the great man.
The then president and APJ Abdul Kalam. And
yes.
I think it is also a universal calling. As you always say, universal. Even in the award function recently when I met you, when you actually reflected in that video, where you said Prapanjam, universe. In Tamil we call Prapanjam and universe. I think being a firm believer of universe, I think it was a connect. See, what I see you personally when I look at witness your work in action, what Abdul Kalam left in between in 2015, I think you are carrying it forward in much intensified manner. His journey of inspiring the youths and the people who wanted to get educated in a much more intensified manner to reach his goal is my understanding.
I feel that maybe whenever time permits, I'm doing it.
And just to coming back to the recent phenomena of education, transformation because of AI, and you've been meeting youth. One of the problem that I see today is the career choices. We'll talk about the career choices. So you had a calling, so you knew what you want to achieve, so you made sure that the competition were never relevant. You only see the end result and you are able to do it. Now many people, I see a lot of engineering students, even chartered accountants. Recent times I see chartered accountants are not able to be decisive in what they want to do. They have a qualification like CA, or they have a qualification of IIT or even IIM. They're not decisive. Now, how do we actually internalize a model to choose our career? That's the first thing I wanted to get a feedback from you.
See, the career choice again, like someone has to have a clarity when they travel in due course of time. It's not that I've seen people who wants to become, who wants to pursue medicine.
Right.
But in due course of time, they're feeling that the medicine is not a right one.
It's not their cup of tea.
It's not their cup of tea. So some aspiration which was being thrusted upon the children, that they are pursuing it, and in due course of time in the mid-30s, they're feeling that I have missed this 30 years yet where I should start now.
Mid-career.
That's again like the mid of their 30s again. So I always think that you always try to have a vision for yourself.
Right. Vision for ourselves.
Vision for yourself, oneself. That at your 30s, 40s and 50s, what should be your identity for yourself and someone who wants to call. Like when we say Dr. Abdul Kalam, we always say that not the Honorable President. But we always say that scientist.
Correct.
That is again
His
the
identity.
identity. That is an identity. But as scientist again, behind the scientist again, when you talk to him, the subconscious mind is again about the not only the country's idea, but what is the process he is going to get involved.
Exactly.
That involvement made him to plan his career, and it has made him to reach the top of the institution.
Absolutely.
Like the nuclear research and the nuclear science, that was his domain. And science again, though he is trying to specialize subsequently specialize into, and also the space defense again, like missile man we say,
niche
again, the missile man. So someone has to scan broader.
Absolutely.
And focus narrow.
Exactly.
Focus specific, not narrow, very specific. Like I used to practice rifle. So I say first instantly we don't get into the bullseye.
Exactly.
We'll see the target, then we'll see outer ring, inner ring, then getting into the bullseye. I will aim bullseye, but when I shoot, based on the aerodynamics and several factors, my other which uncontrolled factors, it may hit outside the bullseye, or I know where it will hit.
Exactly.
So that is how the career planning. You have to aim the bigger domain. In that you have to aim where you want to.
Exactly. So basically we have to evolve also over a period of time to that vision. So ideally the career path that you are saying is first we should have a vision, then you should align to the process.
Yes.
And that process should ideally lead to vision.
Yes.
So now that coming back to the next important transformation that the youths are undergoing, there are a set of youths who have educational qualification, but in the job market they are not able to secure. I've seen you speaking about empowering the youth in multiple programs, not just in IAS coaching centers. I've seen you addressing large gathering, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 students in Coimbatore. When you addressed, it was a spark of confidence that the youth got. So regarding the skill, kind of the AI coming in, artificial intelligence coming in, replacing most of our process-oriented mundane jobs, what skill is most essential in the current scenario to actually encounter the challenge given by AI created by human?
See, even I say, when the aspirants come to me, I said, sir, do I need to go for a coaching? I said, very simple. I'll tell you the strategy. You are preparing so much, you do not know whether it comes or not. Take any AI interface.
Exactly.
We have now Indian AI for the perpetuity. So I said,
perpetuity.
That's again. Cut copy the previous question paper. Paste it. It provides you an appropriate, specific answer required with the references also.
Absolutely. With
references.
Yeah.
So, for this, I would have, if in the physical mode, I should have traveled so much to the library, taking the appropriate material, going through everything, then finding the line and the para and the line and the words, the keywords. So this would have taken so much time.
Yes.
But now, this interface, whatever the so much time which was taken, maybe for me it would have taken so much time to travel and read everything, happening in 30 seconds.
Exactly. It's a boon.
But when this is happening in 30 seconds, which has reduced some 3 hours of time now reduced to 30 seconds.
Absolutely.
When it is reduced to 13, what is now your role for that 2 hours, 30 seconds means that is again 2 hours, 59.3.
30 seconds.
What is your role?
What are you going to do with that
What
time?
are you going to do with that?
That time.
That is the utility of yours.
That is human being.
That is again. So this 30 seconds has given you the answer. Now, to how to use it is very important. Exactly. It is not the answer. How you are going to make use of it to the society and to make it an action and an execution.
Exactly.
Action and execution. That is you.
In fact, I can understand from this perspective that you are driving. It is in fact AI is a boon to really feel the human within.
Yes, exactly.
Because it cuts down a lot of process and time. See, what you said is a classic example where you go to a library, search the book, go to that entry note, write it, and then you'll not even find the answer.
Yeah.
So there's no certainty. Here there is a certainty of knowledge. In the world of uncertainty, we are reaching certainty. In the world of insecurity, we are reaching to security. And now this time that is available is for the real human to work.
Exactly.
So that means what you are saying is the purpose, that is vision, process, and use the time what you get because of the AI.
Exactly.
Then if you identify the skill, then you can progress.
Yeah. That I'll tell you one more example also. See, sometimes we fly to destination.
Exactly.
Someone prefers to go by bus. Someone prefers to go by train. Someone prefers an alternate mode, road mode again. I said that someone is flying, which is actually someone takes to travel to that destination around some 20 hours. You're flying in 3 hours. Okay. Now, if I'm opting 3 hours, now the remaining 17 hours, I require something to do the destination which I've reached.
Exactly. The value.
So that means the mode which I've chosen, if I'm going to be ideal on flying and being ideal on that side, I don't have a purpose. Instead, I would have traveled, experienced my travel,
Exactly.
sitting in the train, enjoying the scenery, and would have lived and gained a lot of experience as such.
Exactly.
So this is what the technology is, not to quicken the process. Technology is to make you the convenience to move further in a leap jump.
Absolutely. And experience alternative experience.
Yes.
Get a value out of it.
Yes.
So that ideally that value should match the purpose that you have.
Exactly.
And maybe if you travel by train, that it would not have matched the purpose in which you would have enjoyed. But that enjoyment will not lead to the purpose. But because of the air travel, you get more time. Because of the more time, you can contribute to the purpose. That's exactly the
Yes.
thing. Nandakumar sir, if you see, many of the youths now are coming to the UPSC program, right? So they have multiple subjects like Indian polity. They have science and geography, history. How they should ideally to guide them, like they can come from a commerce background, they can come from an IIT, they can come from a government arts college, they can come from the rural part or the urban or semi-urban or a town or panchayat, whatever place they reside. How they should comprehensively understand the need of the civil service, point number one. Point number two, how they should charter their path leading to the success. The two important aspects.
The first part again, UPSC is very clear whom they want. They don't want a person with full of knowledge, but a knowledge person who has a utility.
Person who has a
person
utility.
who utilize it.
Exactly.
So that is what. So it is not because here we can't cram in the sense by heart and memorize and everything, and we do not. There is no certainty of what will come.
Exactly.
So there is again the open. So it is only the preparedness is very important. Preparedness for the system, the examination system, and whatever that preparedness, how best we are performing in the examination, prelims, mains, and the interview. So in the final interview, in 20 minutes, the board is sitting and trying to examine, or rather trying to conduct the interview to know whether this person will be relevant at the age which he is appearing for the interview. That means he is appearing at 21 or 22. So now 60. That there are around some 38 years. So 38 years, this 38 years, they think that how this person will be in the administration, and what capacity he will deliver to this country, to the society.
How will he be useful? He will be useful.
He will be relevant to the administration.
Exactly.
In whatever, because they are not going to know that if I say I'm for the Indian police service, they are not going to test me only for the police service.
Correct.
They are not going to test me only for being an IAS officer.
Absolutely.
They are not going to test me only an IRS officer. Then that means they should ask an income tax question.
Exactly.
See, if I say my first option is an IRS option, okay, let me tell about income tax. That's not. But it's all about that. Whether your personality is an appropriate personality for this nation, for the society, for the human, for the subject, for the resources.
Whether
So
you can adapt, whether it
yes,
into the system.
Or are you relevant, or are you appropriate? So that appropriateness, when it's found, they see it is only it's again not in score, the outlook as such.
Absolutely.
And you are this side. And on the preparation also, I'm telling you, but that's the second part, which again.
Yeah, exactly.
See, nothing can happen on an instant mode.
Exactly.
Actually, 3 weeks before, I was one in civil service, bigger civil service aspirants forum, where I had, I'm not exactly now recalling that woman IPS officer's name. She was addressing, I was really amazed to listen to her. Because only when we listen to people,
These
someone
many things
made
are
it.
there. Yeah.
And she said, if someone is asking me the question, whether I need to join coaching or not, I said, I don't have an answer for it, but I'll tell you I did not join.
Okay.
Then you may ask second question. Without joining coaching, someone is clear. I'll tell you that it is not that I'm telling that I've cleared, but I'm telling you what I did. So I said I was pregnant. I got married. I was pregnant. So I was carrying my child. But now I appeared for my prelims. I said when I appeared prepared for the prelims, I was taking up my examination. The model, in the sense I'm taking my exam. Before taking examination, the examination starts at 9:30. Ends by 11:30 for the prelims. I will, whatever I prepared, I'll see to that that's relevant for the examination based on the previous question paper and the syllabus. So I have ensured. Now I will take my previous question paper, sit on. I will not take questions on odd time. I will exactly see that when I'm going to take my real examination 9:30 to 11:30, I prefer only that time.
That time.
That time.
You'll set the biological clock.
With that's a routine.
Routine.
Making it my subconscious mind.
Correct.
9:30 to 11:30. I sit that. I cut off everything. No distraction. What is there? I'm going to be there in my examination hall. This is how I conducted. So I did it for my prelims, mains, and the interview. And I know for my profile what questions will be for me. And I even visualized what questions we find. And even I was rehearsing and practicing for myself. I didn't go to any interview board. And when I saw her, I could able to see myself.
Exactly. That was the system you also followed.
After 20 years, I'm seeing someone who did the same what I did.
Similar pattern.
Yes. This process is the process that to succeed. So I've answered all the questions. Whatever that someone to get prepared. That preparedness is for the system and for the timing.
Absolutely. And coming back to the very, very simple question like the reading papers, newspapers. See, nowadays people read newspaper physically. I'm getting into the micro level aspect of preparation. Many civil service aspirants will be looking at this program as an inspiration. Now, when people buy papers, how they should scan the paper. Very important. There are multiple papers, regional papers. There are some English papers and some editorials which are very important from the examination perspective. Current affairs keep changing. So how they should scan? They get a paper in their hand. First thing what they should do?
Yeah, see, sometimes I do not know whether it's a perception or a misperception that reading newspaper. Of course, someone should get updated because now no more newspapers are relevant.
Exactly.
The social media is made up to come out with a lot of news, instant news again.
Analysis also.
Analysis, news, everything. So I say when someone is preparing for civil service, as such, look for the news again. What's happening in your local? Your local may not be relevant for the examination.
Exactly.
But you are understanding your surrounding.
Exactly.
That is one. And it is nothing to carry for the examination.
Exactly.
Maybe it may be relevant for sometimes certain instances to empathize the interviewers. You can make use of it. Persuading that since I saw this news, I felt really when I'm an administrator, I will act for that.
Exactly.
So some local news can create an impact even for the interview also.
Absolutely.
That is of an experience one. When it is a state news, you are aware of your state. So when you go to the interview, when you are aware of your state, what's happening, then you may be aware of when you become an administrator also.
Exactly.
What's happening. So that is one perception. At the national level, what is important for the country?
Exactly.
And at the international level, how these international factors are impacting India.
Geopolitical.
And yes, geopolitical in any aspects again. How it's impacting on India and how India is influencing the entire world again.
Exactly.
So this is all. So the newspaper, it is not only for the knowledge as such.
Not just for the exam.
To understand the local, to understand the state, to understand the country, to understand this globe as such.
Absolutely.
So it is giving you a bigger perception. A newspaper gives you the perception.
Exactly.
And that perception may be an opinion, center page, opinion. It may be of even editorial, or it may be a reporting. It may be of even expressing the grievances, anything. But when it comes to examination, I'll tell you, questions are not chosen from any newspaper.
Absolutely. It is.
Because it is a fact. When it is a fact, government always try to authenticate any information through ministry, and there is a press information bureau, PIB.
Correct.
So they publishes, and those information becomes the question source.
For example, India 2020, Bharat 2025 book that is published by the government.
Publication division.
Division. Those are the authentic sources.
Primary sources which are based on the facts given by the ministry itself.
So those are the primary references.
Exactly.
So that could actually add value in the examination.
Sure.
So coming back to the service as such, when people enter the service, they get into the service, you got into the service. Every day when they enter an office, it's a public office. So they enter into the office of the government of India, or if they are IS officer, they may serve the state government. When they enter, what is that one virtue that they should carry when they open the door to enter and sit in their chair? That should be seen in action. What is the virtue that they should carry? One of the virtues.
See, I could recollect in 2013 when I was a private secretary to the Union Minister, the then Union Minister. I used to come out every half an hour or 45 minutes to just break my physical posture, and also for knowing the environment. So there was one guy for the second day who is walking here and there in the corridor, and I was a little curious. He seems to be a very young guy, around some 27, 28 years. I was curious that why this guy is seriously walking, and what is his purpose to be here in Shastri Bhavan, that too in the Ministry of Social Justice Empowerment Ministry. Then I called that guy, hey, please come inside. He never expected, because he wants to deliberately meet someone for some purpose. So I said, come inside, man. Because he is not supposed to, he doesn't have any work related to me, he thinks.
Correct.
So I called him. I said, why are you, I'm seeing for the past 2 days you're roaming here and there. What do you want? My overseas scholarship application is pending here. So I'm just looking for whom to approach, and I'm coming and no one is trying to guide me. I said, okay. When did you apply? So I was asking some basic data. Then immediately called my office people. We are looking after the overseas scholarship. What happened to the status of this guy? Sir, we will ascertain and get back to you. Please ascertain, because this guy has booked his tickets and also he got his visa. When he is not going to make it to Germany, this guy is going to miss the year. He is going to incur, because the ticket what he has bought, it is out of some money borrowed from someone.
Absolutely.
And he will miss the opportunity even in the university side also. So kindly expedite. They expedite, sir, this again, sir, if you give an approval, we will release it immediately. I said, do it immediately. I did it. He never expected. But since I felt him, I called him, did that. But after so many years, he's in Louis Pasteur Institute in German, which he discovered eventually. Sir, he stated now, sir, I'm earning in crores. Maybe for some few lakhs pursuing this education, if you would have not intervened, calling me, knowing that what I want,
exactly.
Just you called me, you pulled in me, I didn't meet you, you pulled me and asked and approved it immediately. Now that made me, the aspiration I've come here is only to earn Nobel for this country.
Great.
For this country. In that I'm earning crores. I just want to say you, if anyone pursue their graduation or post-graduation or even higher education, since I'm earning crores, I will sponsor them. Please guide me to create a trust, and I'll sponsor not less than 1 crore for that purpose every year.
Wow.
So this is what the compassion feel for your stakeholders.
When you said this, I really got the goosebumps, because without knowing this incident, I said empathetical educator. So it squarely applies, because when you see somebody loitering in the corridor, not very less people will actually go and reach out that too being an officer in the government, to ask him what he wants
Yeah, exactly.
and doing what he requires in the second step. Now we are looking at a larger perspective, how it is useful to the masses now.
Exactly.
He's giving back.
That's good.
So that's a fantastic type. So that means that one virtue is about empathy. You also said, I felt him. So many times we are all sympathetical. Oh, what happened? So why you are not able to do? Then we leave it. But very less people actually step out, wear their shoes, and then help them out. I think when you said that word felt, I think empathy is more important when we are in the government is my
Very well.
takeaway.
Very well. Very well.
So now coming back to the last part of the discussion, which will also go into the history of India, because I'm going to see you grow leaps and bounds in this nation, and I'm going to see you that you're going to contribute to the larger masses in the days to come. India is now targeting 2047, and we are in 2047. India and China is going to be 100 years of competition to each other. And India being a large democratic country, we have our own opportunities and challenges. In fact, we outweigh opportunities than challenges because we recognize human capability in a democratic country.
Exactly.
So, what is your vision? How do you see India in 2047 when we are going to achieve the Vikshit Bharat, as Government of India rightly puts, with Atmanirbhar and all the other campaigns that the government is trying to push to the people? Where do you see India? How do you visualize India with all this tech coming in? What should be the purpose of this nation to the entire globe? So we have a purpose for the individual. So I would like to know, what is the purpose that this country should progress forward beyond profit?
The one important aspect, when I designed a coffee table book for my office, actually, for when I was in Chennai, 70 years of Indian independence, Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Right. So I was designing from cover to cover page, where now in 75 years, if I want to document, not only from the in terms of income tax department, now what documentation is going to enter into each and every page.
Exactly.
So I was very particular. So in that, I need to select institutions and personalities. When I started getting into that, I started the timeline of the finance ministers from the Indian 1947.
From Shanmuganathan's time.
Yeah, exactly. That it was one single budget for India and Pakistan.
At that time?
Yeah, at the time.
Before partition.
One single budget actually for India and Pakistan. And the resources were all only planned by sitting here. So that is how it's evolved. And so that evolution, I see when I see the institutions created. That institution with the vision and mission, it's still serving the greater cause and the purpose as such.
Absolutely.
And when I address the youth also, on Friday, I went to, there's a place called Ambaji, next to Palampur, the tribal area. So I was actually sitting with all the tribal children. Exactly, I was asking this question. Now, what is your age? You say you may be 14 or 15 or 16. India is going to celebrate its 100 years. But that 100 years is going to be a powerful message to this entire, because we will be reaching beyond Earth. Not that we are confined to Earth. Already we have done that, Chandrayaan mission.
Exactly.
We are reaching beyond Earth, and we are going even beyond Earth again to the universe journey also. So that is how. So I said, those children, now visualize yourself. You will be at mid-30s, 35, 36 again, women.
In 2047?
Yes. I said, how many, because they are training them, the tribal children, there is an institution called Sri Shakti Seva Kendra. That's training exclusively the tribal children.
Ambaji.
Ambaji.
Okay.
They're training the tribal children. I could see the scars and the pathetic condition of these tribal girls also. Okay. So I said, how many will be Olympian, because you are trained for sports? How many will be Olympian? Raise your hands. I'm really surprised. 3 girls raised and 8 boys raised their hands that I'll be Olympian.
They had that aspiration.
That I said, in 47, how many will be Olympian? Raise your hands. And from now, you have to start your journey. that to be an Olympian.
Exactly.
It can't happen.
Exactly.
Because you have now 22 years, not only the country.
Absolutely.
Every human resources of this youth again, now they have the journey. When India is going to have a greater destiny, that's going to reciprocate also. There is in say in Tamil, நாடு என்ன செய்தது நமக்கு நீ என்ன செய்தாய் அதற்கு அப்படின்னு this again what this country did for you, it's again that what you did for the country, that's very important. I said you be an Olympian, then in the medal tally your numbers will raise the country status
exactly
also. That's
exactly.
again, so that is again how many will be for the defense, raise your hands. I didn't believe, I said not as a Jawan but as an officer, raise your hands. That is what this education wants to. I said, I'm telling you, 6 guys again on here, 2 girls raised again that I'll be officer either in the army, navy or air force. And how many will be the scientists like Abdul Kalam? There were little hands again, that 1 or 2. So every girl and every boy, they volunteered to raise their hands for their aspiration. I said, when India in 2047, the identity we will definitely surpass all the developed countries.
Absolutely.
And that time, you should feel the pride. Yes, I also did something for this country. And I am also a great person to take the pride. And with that pride, I'll see you everyone. They were all very, very happy they said, they gave an assurance, yes, we will never fail in ourselves. Though this education is an opportunity, we will never fail ourselves. Not only to make ourselves bigger in our capacity, even we will make this nation also greater.
Absolutely.
To see for the entire globe as such, we are number 1.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that's a great inspiration. So it all happened in Gujarat, that Ambaji is a place where you met. So really a great inspirational meeting that you would have had. So finally to you are very famous among all our youth with your songs, and you sing and every time.
Yeah.
Even on the day when the award function was happening, we were missing you. You were busy in the
Yes.
government work on the day government work even on a weekend, indeed. So for all of our audience who are witnessing this podcast, inspirational song which you wanted to carry as a mission for 2047 vision, what song will you volunteer to sing?
I have 2 songs actually. This is actually sung by Chitra. மலர்கள் கேட்டேன் வனமே தந்தனை தண்ணீர் கேட்டேன் அமிர்தம் தந்தனை மலர்கள் கேட்டேன் வனமே தந்தனை தண்ணீர் கேட்டேன் அமிர்தம் தந்தனை. This is again, that is what we are only requesting, very small, but this universe will give you abundant for everyone. That is one. So everyone should look for that openness. Always to inspire myself as an internal drive, I always feel the song where there is again Ilayaraja's, even Ilayaraja has also come in that song, with S.P. Balasubramaniam singing in that song. காலம் கனிந்தது கதவுகள் திறந்தது ஞானம் விளைந்தது நல்லிசை பிறந்தது புது ராகம் படைப்பதாலே நானும் இறைவனே புது ராகம் படைப்பதாலே நானும் இறைவனே இசைக்கென இசைக்கின்ற ரசிகர்கள் ராஜ்யம் அமைப்பேன் நான். See, you have to visualize yourself, what you want for yourself to create your own kingdom.
Exactly.
And with that drive, maybe when I dropped out in my mechanic shed, I used to murmur this song in myself again. But somehow since I've evolved, I could able to sing for everyone with openness. Yes, the song not only does driven me, it drives so many that to aspire better. Exactly. With openness.
Absolutely. And with empathy.
Exactly.
Where we can feel the others' Really a pleasure because I've met so many personalities across the nation, and often when I interact, frankly, very less people inspire. But first glance, when I met you in Chennai airport, in
Yeah.
your linen kurta,
Yes.
and you were wearing a jean with a shoe and one bag, sling bag,
Yeah.
exactly. So that was the first audience with you, and I felt there is a divinity within you where you are born to contribute. And I didn't know your story much at that time, and when you spoke to when we had a conversation, and subsequently when I started following up with all your work, that really touched my heart. And it's a God's work that you're doing, and I'm very sure this nation is going to offer you multiple opportunity as you are into the process of empowering. Just the way we have two eyes, on one side you are working for the government and contributing empathetically in the work, on the other side holding the highest position in the country in the department of the Ministry of Finance. On the other side, you also take care of the masses, where your life is it's an instant inspiration, and many messages can be drawn from your life, Nandakumar sir. And I hope soon a biography gets released, which will become a world hit, and I will be a small contributor in whatever form of the experiences that comes on me. That is the vision I have for you, and I'm sure that this podcast will give that opportunity to visualize that biography, and definitely that biography should lead to a movie later point of time replicating your life before 2047, so that it reaches the masses, so that many millions of students from the rural areas, tribal areas, people who have facing challenges in learning should take you as an instant inspiration around the world, not just in India. Where learning is seen, Nandakumar sir should be seen as an inspiration. That's a vision I have personally for you, and I'm sure this will conceptualize and will become a reality in the days to come and years to come for sure, and it will happen. That's a vision I carry for you, Nandakumar sir. I'm sure that this will happen, and thanks for joining today, and that too being a Sunday where you are busy with being a weekend. You only have a weekend with you with your family, but you're still contributing. Miles to go before you sleep, and miles to go. We really contribute to the people. I'm very sure that this initiative that you're taken will transform the world.
Magrishi, Nandri Vanakkam.
Thank you, Nandakumar.